What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology horoscope for the weekend of October 5th and the 6th of 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all very much. Hope you all had a good week. I know we just had a solar eclipse. Definitely high energy. There's been crazy solar flares. It's been interesting. A lot of tired. I feel like people have been getting sick. I know my throat's been acting up. I was talking with a lot of other people and seeing stuff online. Just, yeah, high energetics, high frequency, kind of affecting people's bodies in interesting ways right now too. And of course the earth is being affected in interesting ways, and thoughts and prayers, of course, to the people in the Appalachian states and North Carolina and all that, like South Carolina, all that. Just, definitely thoughts and prayers. Lots going on in the world right now. Well, the intensity doesn't go anywhere this weekend. We got that moon and Venus, of course, in Scorpio. They're going to come together. They are making a really nice trine over to Mars in Cancer and a really nice trine over to Saturn in Pisces. So that grand water trine's quite interesting as we're going through this a lot of depth, a lot of integration. Some maybe going through some shadow work, dealing with certain maybe things fading away in life as a new chapter from the solar eclipse is taking place. Some things could be kind of making their way out and making room for the new. And I think we want to be strong in our, ego here, and strong in our emotions to let things go, to not hold on too tightly. Remember, the moon and Venus both don't like to be in Scorpio. It's detriment for Venus and fall for the moon. So, I mean, these are our emotions and our feelings coming together in a very intense place. So a lot of activation with Mars. Mars is also squaring Mercury. There could be some harsh things being said. You could definitely notice things get louder in the world with what might come out with media, what might come out in the news. Of course, it's an election year. There's all these different moving parts, but in our own life, we're trying to integrate definitely and be more, I think, impeccable with our word and use our words in a powerful way. And we're trying to definitely find balance, find alignment in this Libra season and bring some kind of a peace into our life. But the only way to find peace is to go deeper, to find the integration, to be strong, and to, come out on the other end. And I think to really not invest too much emotion into things that aren't bringing, quality and good value into our lives. And we need to know what that quality and good value is for ourselves as individuals, and not so much about whatever the projection of our environments or the world is right now. What is quality, what is good, and what is valuable, and what makes you feel good. We can hold on to the things that feel in a proper alignment, but the things that are trying to really work their way out and are bringing unnecessary sort of tension, and even to your nervous system or to your emotions, be aware of these things and try to make the necessary changes and be adaptable right now, instead of overly stubborn or fixated on our own outcome. We want to use our ego right now with the North Node in Aries and Mars in Cancer, but we can be overly emotional to a lot of things too with where Mars is at, and then Mars squaring Mercury and Mercury still with the Sun. We're definitely not thinking as clearly as we might want to, and there can be a little bit of aggression in maybe making mistakes or different aspects of what's going on in the world. So try to center yourself here. And I think the beautiful thing is that trine to Saturn, because I think that there's long-lasting change that can be made and sort of long-lasting rebirth, revitalizing energy that can come into our life right now. I think we can start to see where things can build, but we have to be very mindful of certain, whether they're addictive qualities, codependent qualities, things where outside, forces, people, substances are, kind of running the show in our life. We got to be careful of that and be willing to let go of things that are, overly controlling or taking our own empowerment away from us. It's definitely a good time to dig deep and integrate a lot of the frequency that we've been feeling in our life. And that's especially Saturday. And as we move to Sunday, we're going to see that moon start to creep out of Scorpio, but first it's going to oppose Uranus in Taurus. It's going to make a trine over to Neptune. Jupiter is also getting ready to station retrograde in a few days, and so is Pluto. Pluto is going to turn back online and go direct October 11th too. So definitely feeling in between worlds. Things are stopping and going, tapping in. Creativity can be on another level. So it's almost like we got to, be willing to create our new chapter that's opening up, our new slide, and not be so stuck in maybe what was old or what was, you know, kind of run its course. Like there's expirations on a lot of different things in life right now. We have to be willing to like look at an expiration date. It's almost like when you see the expiration date on the milk in the fridge. I know I do it sometimes. I'm like, well, let me check, like, you know, like, and then sometimes you're disappointed and sometimes you get away with it. It's a little bit like that right now. Like if the expiration date's up, like don't be afraid to toss it and find new quality here. And don't be afraid to liberate yourself. Like nothing has to be so stagnant. And I do think it can be a little shocking to our nervous system with the moon opposite Uranus, but I do think the trine to Neptune's trying to bring a more beautiful, subtle energy, a more tapped in, a more connected energy that's like seeing where liberation can take place in a more positive way, in a more spiritually aligned way, but also, you know, giving us a little bit of like rose-colored glasses to things too. So we need to be aware of, you know, certain things that it's almost like not even rose-colored glasses. It's like shit-colored glasses. It's more like being so spelled by something that it's really good for you and it's actually not. You know, that's more what I feel in all honesty. So we want to be really careful about stories that we're creating about what's healthy and in alignment and liberating for us, because it's just like kind of testy right now, and we're going to see, you know, certain things test us in our own quality of life and in the quality that we feed our emotional body with, our physical body with. So pay attention to that. And the moon will, of course, get to that last degree of Scorpio and sextile Pluto, and it's definitely going to be a better feeling than coming into the weekend with the square to Pluto, but it's given us a good deep dive. And that's this whole weekend really, is a really introspective black and white deep dive into what needs to be dispersed, let go of. We need to really focus on what is healthy and bringing better quality into our life right now. Quality people, quality bonds, quality ways of creating abundance, quality ways of spending our time. It's important right now to focus on those things and not to get lost in the, you know, the things that are maybe feeling hellish in the world, because there's plenty of things that feel hellish right now. And we gotta rise up out of that in a lot of ways. But we do see things clearly. There's definitely a big, like, deep intensity, black and white, intense emotional, you know, stuff going on this weekend. So if you got to do some deep work on yourself and like really feel some emotion, it's a good time to do that, because it's going to help you invest in more quality, make necessary adjustments to give yourself more love, to give yourself more of the things that you need, to find more capacity to be a good, powerful creator. And as we finish up the night on Sunday, the moon's going to come into Sag, and that's definitely going to be a little bit of some weight lifted and might feel some expanse in some really good directions here. But it's definitely hard. You know, I think too, with the moon coming into Sag and Jupiter stationing in its fall position of Gemini, or detriment, I should say, it's the stories and beliefs are being tested, and we want to be able to cultivate and feel comfortable in adapting to new stories, new timelines, better situations for ourselves, and see where we can expand and grow right now, when overall this whole weekend can kind of feel like things are kind of coming in, and all the emotions just coming in a big way to be felt and integrated and emotionally and mentally understood. And be careful with your thoughts to yourself. You know, this is definitely a time to have empowering thoughts with Mars and Mercury in square and the Sun and Mars in square. Like, you want to be empowering yourself to create more aligned everything in your life. And the stuff that's not aligned is going to bring tension, and it could definitely make people angry. And even with all this Scorpio energy, people could go straight for the jugular, you know, so be careful, you know, understand people are going through it. You might be going through it. I think we want to try and be living in a high vibration, right? So we want to be careful with what we do and what we say, and make sure that it holds value and it holds weight and it has purpose, and we're not just saying things for the sake of saying it to hurt, you know, somebody or something, because there's some destructive energy this weekend also that can have us and just people kind of want to destroy things. So be mindful of that, and keep your mind right and keep it in alignment with your deeper sense of self and what's best and what's bringing quality and what's bringing, you know, goodness into your life. Focus on that stuff and you'll see some good expansion and some good some good deep dive work into how to make that stuff come more to fruition for you. So we'll see what the card is for today. Again, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for all the support and the supers. The channel's definitely been growing, and I just appreciate you all. It's been a blessing getting back on YouTube, and I have a lot of gratitude and thanks. So thank you. Card for the day is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like there's like two kind of things going on here in our life, and we get a really good opportunity to make choices for our physical well-being, for the life that we want to have, and what's going to bring better quality, whether it's relationships, abundance, physical things. We have a good opportunity, and it's not so much about getting lost in the way out or the analysis paralysis of something. It's much more about the feeling of what you know is best for yourself right now, and not overthinking things, but really acting on quality and acting from a very like mature position to position yourself well for the growth to come and for your future. And it can be little things. I feel that so much in the astrology right now. It's like, it doesn't have to be everything all at once, but like every little thing you do makes a difference right now. So don't weigh things out when you know that a little difference can go a long way. I love you all very much. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you all Monday. Much love. Peace.